Hello, amazing people. How are you guys doing today? I am pretty sure that you guys are doing fine, regardless of what is going on, to Queen Naomi. Okay, I know that this is supposed to be a festive period where everyone should be, celebrating with their families, just having fun, But it's so sad that for we Queen Naomi fans, we cannot entirely be doing that because you can't be in your home and be having such fun when every day, you go to the social media, you see how Queen Naomi is suffering, in the custody, okay? And that is why we have thought it wise that even though this is a resting period, we will not fail to continue to update you, regarding the going ons, with Queen Naomi, okay? I'm sure that a lot of you are already aware that she's still in custody, she's been remanded at the Agodi Correctional Center, and I don't want to go into the details of what happened. You guys are already aware, but the story I'm bringing right now is that a lot of Nigerians, in fact, many Nigerians, have allayed their voices, but trying to talk to the authorities that look, Queen Naomi should be given fair trial. And as I speak to you right now, one Yetunde Ola, has started the petition, on behalf of Queen Naomi, and aptly so, demanding for fair trial for Queen Naomi. And as I speak to you, in fact, as at 11 a.m. this morning, not less than 3,112 signatories, have been captured, and the figures, by now will have risen exponentially. Okay, what is this petition all about? It is, the goal of the petition is that Queen Naomi has been an active a beacon of hope in our community, often, saying, extending helping hands to those in desperate need. Her actions were driven by an earnest intention to alleviate the sufferings of hungry children, when regrettably an unfortunate stampede occurred. Okay, now she finds herself unfairly entangled in a web of legal accusations that are both disheartening and misplaced, in the report. Okay, so and they went further to say, we, the supporters of Queen Naomi, are seeking justice. It is paramount that her court cases are addressed with utmost impartiality and integrity. We must hold our judicial system accountable for their actions and ensure that they remain transparent, fair, and unbiased in their proceedings. It is important that we remember that Queen Naomi's actions were driven not by malicious intent, but by the noble goal of supporting the underprivileged children. I've spoken a lot about this. This is not the first time Queen Naomi is, carrying out this. Even while she was at the palace, she has always done this, as attested to by no other person than the Ooni of Ife himself. Okay, now, pictures and videos are all over the social media regarding the condition of Queen Naomi. And as people are seeing these videos, a lot of people, while commiserating with the families who have lost their loved ones, are also saying, please, let there be fairness, let there be justice in the way this whole matter is handled. And apart from this petition that is ongoing, which I said is coming at the right time, a lot of other bodies and individuals have also commented on this. One of such bodies, the National Association of Nigerian Students, who have become very vocal about this, condemning Queen Naomi's continued detention, claiming that it is wrong and unnecessary. Naomi, they decry government's failure to attend to, underlying issues, that cause that, ravage. Because as far as the Nigerian Student Association is concerned, there are underlying issues that borders on starvation, hunger, poverty, and everything, which in their words, the government of the day is not addressing. Okay, there's also this report we got that Femi Branch, you guys should know him. He's a popular Nollywood actor. In his post, he said he doesn't understand why the situation is like this. He actually commiserated with the victims families, and I mean, and try to show empathy. But here is what he's saying. He said, let us not play politics with this matter. People who are, according to him, people who are, is asking who are the real culprits in this case, the organizers or the brainless parents who threw their children over the fence. You recall that yours sincerely did a report where we mentioned that there was this alleged story that before the time that was even the program was supposed to start, a lot of parents, started scaling fences, and throwing their kids, across the fences, which was what actually, I mean, instigated the stampede that later ensued, that consumed the innocent lives of these kids. Okay, so according to Femi Branch, he's saying that look, why put all the blame on this woman who all she wanted to do was to alleviate the suffering, of these innocent kids? Why put all the blame on her when the people, the real people who instigated the stampede, were the parents, who they themselves were the ones throwing their kids across the fence? There was even this gory story of a parent, who of a woman who had a baby strapped to her back or something, who tried to scale the fence, and the baby, fell from a wrapper and hit or her head on the floor. I mean, I'm even feeling somehow just reading this. And the account was that the baby fell and instantly the baby cried. So for such parents and many others who were throwing their kids over the fence, what is their level of culpability in this case? Is anybody looking at the fact that they themselves were the one who instigated this stampede? Is there okay? Maybe it's too early to preempt what the investigation team will do, but I want to believe that in trying to unearth or unravel, the circumstances, the immediate and the remote causes leading to that stampede, I want to believe that these are some of the things that the investigative team will unravel. I'm so happy that the Inspector General of Police himself, has taken over this investigation, and I want to believe that looking at his trajectory, they are going to unravel what led to the stampede. There was even this alleged story that some hoodlums were involved. I want to believe also that at the end of the day, the immediate and the remote causes, from when the hoodlums came in, from when the parents started throwing their kids in, and how that stampede occurred. I'm sure there's a nexus between the hoodlums, the parents who are throwing their kids, and that stampede. Once that is established, I want to believe that, look, most of this clamor from Nigerians that they should be fair to Queen Naomi, I'm sure their complaints will be, I mean, listened to. That is what I want to believe. Don't forget also that, look, uh, uh, the Muslim Rights Concerns president, Professor Ishak Akintola, also has something to say about this. In his own remark, he said that Queen Naomi did not set out to cause massacre of these kids, and he went further to say, look, if there's fairness in this whole thing, there was also stampede in Abuja, there was stampede in Okija, I guess in Anambra State or so. Why is it that nobody has been arrested in these places? Why is it that it is just Queen Naomi? So these are the questions that they're asking. Now, another thing I want to ask is this: if truly that this program was meant to start by 10 a.m., as advertised, and by as early as 5 a.m., we are told that parents were already right there. We were told that the security for the program was supposed to resume by 8 a.m. because the program is built to start at 10 a.m. So obviously by 5 a.m., 6 a.m., before that is, securities for the program have not arrived because the program was meant to commence by 10. But unfortunately, parents, and I think this was born out of greed, greed and maybe hunger. They took over that. In fact, the account was that some parents even slept there with their kids. Some came from neighboring states, and when these organizers came early, and they counted the number of people they wanted. I think 5,080 or 90, as the report said. And they told that moment they told the other people that, look, we've gotten the numbers. Please go away. That was when people started throwing their kids. Everybody, throwing themselves inside, and that, to me, was the immediate cause of that stampede. Because if the parents had listened and they got and they have gone back to their homes, that stampede would not happen. They started throwing in their kids from all corners, and before you know what was happening, hoodlums, according to report, hijacked the whole process. And that is what caused this mayhem that followed. So, in my thinking, you see, it is good to blame generally, because honestly, if you had not called for that gathering, people will not come there. But again, did she call them for to massacre them? No. Has she been doing this thing before in the past successfully? Yes. What was the real intention of doing this? To bring succor to these kids. So if somebody with this altruistic belief, this desire to want to help, announces such a funfair, why is it now possible that parents, out of greed, and out of is insensitivity, I'll call it, decide to begin to throw kids, and they fail to listen to the what the organizers are saying, that look, we have gotten the numbers, you go back with your kids. At that moment that they refused to listen to the organizers and they started throwing in their kids, who do you now blame for that? Don't forget, like I said, the program was meant for 10 a.m. and the security for the program is supposed to resume by 8. The security for the program have not even resumed. The program itself has not even resumed. But parents, out of their foolish rascality and excessive greed, took over the place. I think the authorities should be isolating those parents who, by result of their foolishness, have now caused a stampede that has brought all of us to this mess. And I think until the investigative team do this, a lot of people will continue to demand for fairness for Queen Naomi, for justice for Queen Naomi, and for justice for even the people who have lost their children. So this is the report that is coming out at this time, and the clamor is increasing and increasing. I want to encourage those of us who have access to that link, to go there and sign that register. We need to give Queen Naomi uh, 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 she needs to be treated fairly. She needs to be, the details of the investigation, has to be thorough as well. So that at the end of the day, the whole world should be able to know that, look, Naomi did not set out to massacre these kids. She went there to impart their lives, to bring succor to them, and the devil struck. But we cannot continue to, leave the underlying issues, which is hunger. Okay, so this is what is happening at this time, and we have thought it wise to bring it to you. Please, for those of us who are Queen Naomi fans, please, I want to say, let us continue to pray. I know that at the end of the day, Queen Naomi will come out triumphant, and she will be stronger after this. Thank you. I'm going to be back soon. God bless you. Bye.